right. Let's do this thing. You
All
want to start?
right. Oh, hey
Oh,
guys.
hey.
Welcome back to Completely Normal Amount Podcast. We never introduced yourself. I was like,
I,
I'm Alice.
just in case you forgot,
Yeah,
I'm
like, hi.
Summer.
And I'm Allison. If you're watching the YouTube version of this, you might notice that me and Summer might be matching. Oh, I guess we'll show
Show
it
it
off real
off.
quick.
Eh.
That's gonna go ahead and say the 5 seconds of summer show. What do y'all know
hmm
about that? What
We're
do y'all
gonna
know?
tell you.
Yeah, what do y'all know about the Five Soul Show? I hope you enjoyed our Star Wars episode for May the 4th. Amen, hallelujah. You'll be happy to know I did watch Revenge of the Sith, but like in my home
Okay, that's
and
okay.
not in theaters because I was unable to do the theater
Yeah.
experience. For some reason, they weren't playing it past the 30th, which makes no sense.
Yeah, that was
It's like,
crazy.
why would they not play it up until May 4th? Okay, well, Summer, how was your week?
Oh, pretty as peach. No,
Was
my
it?
no. My week was work was extremely stressful. We had a major event happen at my work, and that's all I'll say on that. Um, it was just a lot, so that's literally consumed my every waking moment. Unfortunately,
Oh,
I finished out on a limb,
oh my gosh, yeah.
and
I saw your review and it was gorgeous. I'm glad that you enjoyed it so much. Would
I
love.
adored her.
Mhm.
Adored. I think like I was reading some other people's reviews and the negativity really was like causing some pain in my chest, so I had to go back and add a little bit more to my review because I had to
Mhm.
stand, on purpose and whatnot.
Yeah, you were like, okay, well, and another
And
thing.
another thing, yeah, I some people were like, "Oh, it's too cheesy." Like, cheesy?
Okay, first of all, I disagree. I feel
Cheesy.
like that is the first book that I've actually read where accidental pregnancy was done right.
Yes, and I usually don't
Sue me.
like accidental pregnancy, and like I honestly most of the time I kind of forgot that it was even accidental because of the I don't oh well, I can go on and on, it
And you
was
should.
so good. Like I think that the added elements of they each had like a specific disability, like
Hmm.
male main character, had an amputated leg.
Yeah.
She I don't know what her condition is called, but she had a small hand. That was her
So
disability.
what's sweet about that is that the author also
Yeah.
has small
I
hand.
when I read her prologue or whatever it is, meet the author or what the acknowledgement, that's the word I was looking
Oh
for.
gosh, did you read this?
Uh,
You are
I
too sweet.
I sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Because I don't remember there was something in it that caught my attention when I was clicking through it on the Kindle that I had to read the sentence. And then it was trigger trigger warning section. And in
Oh,
that she had added like that she had gone through similar things. Um as someone with the same condition. And that's when I found out it was accidental pregnancy. I had no clue, no parameters on what the book was about. Seems like I do
mm.
that a lot. And
That's
I
kind of
said,
the best way to go in, I feel like.
I think so too. But I said, oh no, it's accidental pregnancy. I wonder if I like it. Absolutely adored. Like I
No.
ordered it as soon as I finished, so that way she can sign it for me.
Yeah, oh yeah. So once again, we'll reiterate, we are meeting that author. That's why I was asking Summer to read at least that book
Hmm
so that when we meet her, we have some grounds to stand on. Um, I agree with that. I was like scared about the accidental pregnancy of it all, but I think what was so different about Out on a Limb than like other ones is like he was like really excited to have the baby, even though he barely knew her.
hmm
Like I texted you this, but I'll just say it again. Like one of my favorite parts in the book, this was like chapter 6 or something. Like she's going for their first like baby checkup situation, like the first time she's going to the doctor for the baby, and he's like, "We have to take a selfie." And she's like, "Why?" And he's like, "We're having a
Yeah, he's
baby."
like, this is the first time we're gonna see like our baby. Like we
Oh
have to
my
take a picture.
gosh. He was so excited. And also like their meeting to me was so cute. Like
Oh
I
my God, it was really cute.
Also, I loved, now this is like not like just on out on a limb, but I found it refreshing in this one was like she was insecure about the little hand
Mm-hmm.
and they had just met and they were deciding to do adult things and she was like trying to like steer clear of not using small hand and he like grabbed it and was like don't don't be afraid to use the small hand and he was like put it in my hair vibes. Okay. So like I just thought that was really cute that he was like, don't be scared of your disability. And Summer, I know you had a go ahead.
I can't like there's the scene that is in the same vein. This is like a reoccurring thing of the insecurity about her disability with a small hand. Is that when they did their anatomy scan, she was so scared that the baby was going to have the same issue. And so she had like worked herself up almost into a panic attack and then felt a lot of shame for even asking, like, hey, basically, is my baby's hand normal or are her hands or
Mhm.
his hands normal because I didn't know the gender. And because it's so refreshing to have like healthy communication, Bo just asked her like what's like why like what's going on as soon as the doctor left.
Mhm.
And she had said that like I was worried there would be something wrong with their hands, but now I feel shame for being worried because it doesn't make them less, blah, 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 whole thing. Very beautiful writing. I can't express that
Mhm.
enough. He had basically, fast forward, he had basically said, like, she had asked, like, are you disappointed? And he's like, well, maybe a little because, like, every single part of you is perfect, and I would want our baby to have every single part of you, but I guess I'll have to get over it.
The thing about Bo is that he is like such a hot nerd. And like when I'm saying nerd, I'm talking Dungeons and Dragons vibes. I'm talking
You
role
know, Lord of the
play.
Rings?
Doesn't he wear glasses too? Or did I
Oh,
make that?
yeah. He wears glasses.
Of course he
Of course he does.
You know that is like my biggest. Actually, I don't think I've ever expressed this on the pod, but a man in
Glasses.
glasses is like my kryptonite. You could be such a five, put on the glasses, like you are an immediate eight. I don't know how to, but it's got to be a certain type of glasses. We're not doing
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I'm not gonna get into it.
We
All I'm
all
saying,
know. We know.
you know what I'm talking about. I love a man in
Mm-hmm.
glasses. Hallelujah, amen. Okay.
It made my
Well,
soul happy. It fed my soul. So,
I
a
know.
light in the dark of this week, I will say.
Yes, sir. I have like had barely any time to read. I've been on the same book for probably a week and a half now, which is like really unheard of. Also, the book is really small, so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
why am I taking so long?
Well, we got to read Shield of Sparrows tomorrow. Or tomorrow?
No, Tuesday. We got one more day.
Tuesday. That's right. You right.
That's right. So, kind of switching for a sec. Daphne
Sorry.
Perry. No, that's okay. Daphne Perry, one of my favorite authors, is coming out with her first ever romantasy. Okay,
Yeah.
and it apparently is so good. It already has a movie deal. It's not even
Really?
out
I
yet.
didn't know
Yep.
that.
It just got a movie deal. I have another comment about Daphne Perry and a particular movie deal, but I'll keep that until the comments and concern section.
Oh, right.
But right. Anyway, so I'm excited about that. And my friend Jordan, who is like anti-romantasy, she is like strictly romance, like could not pick fantasy if you had a you know what to her head.
Oh my
And
gosh. That feels like such a dark world.
but she's like a bookstagrammer, so she gets a lot of like free arcs from different authors, and Devney is
Mm.
like she's on like Devney's list. So she did get an arc of Shield of Sparrows, and she said she was like reading at the red lights. It was so good. So,
Gosh, I
and
pre-ordered it on my, it's on Kindle Unlimited, but I pre-ordered it on my Kindle so it would be there on the
when you
6th.
woke up, yeah.
Yeah, like
I like okay, so I pre-ordered the physical copy because that's my mom,
right.
and I wanted the sprayed edges. Pre-ordered it genuinely a year ago.
Oh yeah.
She was doing this thing. I'm like checking my mail every 5 seconds. Apparently, she is like whoever did a little pre-order situation. She's sending you free like artwork from the. I hope I
Oh.
get it. I'm like fingers crossed because I pre-ordered it as soon as she dropped the link. Like
Oh.
if I get it, I'll show on the pod.
I'm
So
really
that's in
excited
two
to read it.
days. I know. I feel like we really haven't read like a really good fantasy in a while.
I agree.
No offense to Quicksilver and no offense to the Zodiac Academy, but like they weren't life changing, and I'm hoping that this one is.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, So we'll see. We'll keep you guys updated. That is for sure. But I guess now we could probably dive into the theme for this week. Summer, did you want to?
Uh, oh God, yeah. As we mentioned earlier, we have our 5 Seconds of Summer band t-shirts on
Hmm.
because this week we're going to be talking about boy bands.
Boy
Because what
band.
else? What else?
I feel like the majority of our friendship in high school was centered around some kind of boy band.
Yep.
Whether it be 5 Seconds of Summer, obviously we were One Direction fans. Who else? But we also had some obscure boy bands that we also listened to throughout high school. So we kind of wanted to just go into like I guess the lore of it all.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
like maybe we could start off like your top three, I guess Holy Trinity of boy bands. Like who are your top three?
Okay, well, 5 Seconds to Summer, One Direction,
Yeah.
of course. That's just the gut. Those
Duh.
are the
Well, boom,
automatic
boom.
answers.
Right.
Number three is difficult because
Yeah.
I feel like my gut is telling me to go with the Vamps.
Mm, you know, I still listen to them like unironically every
Like, why
week.
wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Bradley Simpson, that,
He is the ideal man.
oh my
If you were
God.
to ask me my type, Bradley Simpson in glasses. Thank you.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah.
Like
So maybe we'll just go with the Vamps. I feel, yeah.
Summer and I did actually see the Vamps in high school in concert, front row actually. So
So just in the pit, not to brag or whatever, but
we were in the pit barricade,
yep,
barricade.
yep, yep, yep.
Genuinely, we touched that barricade. That and it was
Yeah,
crazy that we got that close, I will say.
I know. I know.
Okay, Holy Trinity. Okay, Five Sauce One Direction. Duh.
Well, yeah, automatic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then so I like kind of dove back into the boy band world in college and I was obsessed with Why Don't We? Like to the
Mm-hmm.
point I like saw them three times in the span of like 4 months. Okay,
What,
and
so?
questions about that?
That seems
Like
completely normal to
yeah,
me.
they I think it was like I was craving that boy band experience of like obsessing over a band that we had in high school so bad
Mm-hmm.
that like when I discovered Why Don't We in college, I went full force.
Well,
Duh.
yeah.
Completely normal.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like we like actually went to a concert. Me and my friends went to a concert. We were literally in the nosebleeds, could not see a single thing, loved every second of it.
Well, yeah.
And then they had like iHeartRadio sometimes will have like free
Mm-hmm.
concerts. They were
Mm-hmm.
having a free one in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
And so we drove to Nashville, saw Why Don't We, drove home because like
That
why not?
just
And then
casual
yeah, well,
afternoon plans.
yeah, well, and then Why Don't We also they were really good with marketing and like so they would have like pop-up shops around the United States and they
Mm-hmm.
had one in Atlanta. Obviously, we got up at like 4 a.m., drove to Atlanta, sat outside genuinely until 5 p.m.
Oh.
With and it wasn't guaranteed that you were gonna get in. They were randomly handing out wristbands to people. It was genuinely a lottery, and we were there for so long. And yeah, like maybe we faked some tears to get
Oh, well, yeah, you should.
yeah, and like I'm like sobbing my eyes up, like please, like I just need a wristband so bad. And then there's like the 12-year-old right beside me who has five on her arm. I'm
Gonna give me one of those.
like,
Thank you.
like, baby, they don't want you, they want me. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Like,
I have the
um,
opportunity to marry one of them.
yeah, okay. So that was a very beautiful experience for me. Unfortunately, they are no longer a band due to like,
Mm-hmm.
I think their like legal team. This was actually such tea and lore. They like they were going on tour with their new album, canceled it completely, and then they were like, "Sorry, like we're breaking up because basically their management is they were like so domineering and like
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a Taylor Swift situation. Like all of their money, everything was going towards management and not the boys.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually just got out of court like probably a month ago. Unfortunately, all of their songs and their band name is not theirs. Like
Mm.
their record label, whatever, like owns the name Why Don't We and all of
Their
their
music.
songs. Yeah. But they didn't have to pay. They paid $1 each. out of the lawsuit.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's really sad because I love them. I was like, I was,
Yeah.
I was reminiscing on their music the other night, and like, unfortunately, like their music was just horrible as far as like lyrics go. Like lyrics were so bad, but I was like gobbling it up because like, okay, so they're hot.
Oh, and that's
And
the
so
root of all these boy bands, isn't it?
yeah. Well, so what?
So,
Anyway, that was the long answer. Why don't we?
why don't we number is my number three.
Yeah,
Okay, next question.
okay. I just had to go into my why don't we lore
Well,
because
yeah.
like it was such like a spurt, like it was just like
Hmm.
boom and then it was gone in my life. I think I have an Instagram highlight labeled why don't we? So,
Well, yeah.
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 What
You
else?
should.
They had a year. This was like the 2019 was the best year of my life. They had a year where they came out with a new song every single month. So like
Oh,
you were like waiting every single
for
month.
the new release.
Oh, it was magical.
Mm-hmm.
I loved
Hmm.
being part of a fandom like that. That was so much fun.
I will say honorable mention will have like it's gonna have to be Big Time Rush.
Big Time Rush.
Just an I can't like not.
You had their CD in your car for
Well, yeah, it's still in that car.
the
Who
entirety of high school, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have an aux, so I had Big Time Rush, like the OG just album.
Hmm.
And then I had Never Say
Choice of
Never,
On.
yeah, Choice of On, Never Say Never Justin Bieber CD with like the remixes on it. And then I
Yeah.
had one Taylor Swift, I think it was 1989,
Yes,
maybe.
I remember that.
I
Yes.
think that was what was stuck in my car. And so I would just like kind of filter through those. And then when I got ready to like get rid of that car, the CDs were permanently stuck in there. And so I never got those CDs back, which is fine because, technology, I have those all on my phone. But now whoever has that car is now blessed with top tier music taste
Yeah.
permanently. So,
Well, hey, that would be the three albums that I would take to a deserted island. 1989, Blue Neighborhood, Big Time
uh,
Rush, period.
and that's all I needed all throughout high school. So, of course, that's all I need on a desert island.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing about me in summer in high school, we were like obsessed with going to concerts. I don't know if you felt this way, Summer, but I wanted to have the reputation of like, oh, she's the concert.
She goes to lots of concerts. She's cool. She likes music.
Yes, Summer, I wanted to be that so
Well,
bad.
yeah, we were
Like,
Instagram models and festival kind
yeah,
of girlies, but
oh
like
my gosh, you're
concerts.
so right. And it was like literally like concerts with 75 people. And we were like, oh, I got a concert tonight. Sorry, I
And
can't.
we would take like aesthetic pictures of our outfits or like our wristbands or whatever.
TikTok better be glad that we were not. Like TikTok being around during that time of our life, it would have been game over.
Y'all would
It
have
were,
not, nope. We would
it
have
would have been
destroyed.
game. We would have like taken over
Absolutely.
that app, that's for sure.
Oh God, we basically took over Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, and like by taking over it means we posted 17 posts in a singular day because that was before we had scroll. So every photo that was taken at said concert did get posted on the feed all at the same time.
Right.
So,
And probably about 3 likes each post for sure.
yeah.
But we were popular.
The audience was stunning. They really showed
Yes.
up.
Us three, like us, our friend group,
No, literally.
us liking each other's like posts.
No, literally.
And then
I
we would
think
all go take turns commenting.
we're like, oh my gosh, you look so stunning here. Me taking the photo.
Yeah.
Like,
It's your clothes I'm wearing.
right, like you're wearing my shoes.
Yeah,
Got
like
it.
literally. Oh Lord, bless it. And then we would like I remember this is like detouring off of boy bands, but we would try to have trendy like usernames too that kind of went along with the
Oh,
trendy
yeah.
like I don't remember what mine was. I just remember I changed it like multiple times, but it was not my name like it is right now. Like a normal
Mm.
person would do. I don't even remember what mine was.
If we're going through Instagram names, my freshman year was BYE Allison Chance 139. That's gonna go ahead and be Before You Exit, which was a boy band we liked. Allison Chance, as in Grayson Chance
Yes. Perfect
139
transition.
by Allie Chance. Yep.
What do you
And
know?
what do you know about that? Then my sophomore year was That Tricky Allison.
Oh, yes, yes. That was when I think I changed mine to like I think I did like it Mishi. I don't remember. That's so
Oh my
disgusting
gosh,
coming
wait,
out of
yeah.
my mouth.
She is her initials, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Before I got married,
Yeah,
obviously.
before she got married. And then I think the last one I had before what it is now, I think it was Allie Binky.
Yes, Binky I think
Yes.
was something at some point. Yeah, I
Binky
remember
was like
all
a
of those.
nickname we had with one of our friends at the
Yes,
time.
yes. I
We
think
called it.
mine, my first one was just like She 14 because like Troy Bolton's number. Like, why not?
Yeah,
But
what else? Lucky
yeah,
number.
yeah. I don't know what my other ones were, but yeah. And now it's our
Um,
names because like we're normal.
yeah. Actually, no, like mine is Allie Polk, and people who don't know me but know me from Instagram will actively call me Allie in public.
Oh, and then see, that's not
And
no.
it's like only like my close friends call me Allie. Do you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And like even then they don't really.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like Allie feels so personal. Um, so if you ever see me girls and you don't really know me, go ahead and just call me by my full name. Thank
Go
you.
ahead and say Allison. Government name, please.
Government name, please. Allie maybe can be later on when we're more
We'll
acquainted.
see if you're gonna get there.
Yeah, like we're more acquainted. That would be sweet. But like I feel like if I do my full name, it's just too long. I
Yeah,
like it
mine's
being
really
short.
long. I literally have no
It is.
choice.
You're just like boop boop boop.
I
You
just,
can be some Phil.
you know what? I'm gonna change it right now.
Some dot Phil, period.
Lord, I
That's
had
so
no
funny.
choice. I had no
No, yeah,
choice.
you had no choice. You kind of really did have to do your full name.
I mean, maybe we should go back to like coming up with creative like handles that are trendy and
Right.
maybe like Binky, or maybe we throw in, before you exit again.
BYE. That was everything.
BYE.
BYE in front of everything.
Yes, BYE was part of the Vamps concert that we went to, and I don't even
Hmm
know what grade.
I think
Junior
we were
year,
soft.
sophomores. That was the did we talked about before you exit before I think on the pod. That was the one where we stayed in a hotel and they came down.
Hmm
Um, and no, we missed them. We were told that they had just came through the lobby as we were going into the lobby. But
Yes.
do you remember we had to change in the bathroom of the
Yes.
hotel because we couldn't go to our hotel room yet? I guess because we had to
Yeah,
change
like
it
they wouldn't.
after.
The thing about so I don't know. I mean, yeah, probably you too, Summer. Like I got the most anxious at a concert. Like we had to be sitting at the door 4
Mm-hmm.
hours in
Mm-hmm.
advance. And so when we got to the hotel, I was ready to change and go to that venue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they were like, well, check-in's at 4. And I was like, okay, well,
Okay.
okay, like give me my room. I have to be sitting in that line. And for no
Mm-hmm.
reason at all, we had VIP. So it wasn't like we
We were trying
weren't
to
gonna
get a
get up
special spot.
front.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it was ridiculous.
But we did for sure move forward with all changing, and there were five of us, five of
Hmm
us all changing in that hotel lobby bathroom into our outfits, and then we took pictures outside the hotel. Was that before?
Yes.
Those pictures were really weren't that bad.
No, actually, I go back. I'm like, we looked cute.
Yeah, I kind of like
If
think
I
we
wasn't
did.
in our friend group, I would have been jealous in high school, I think.
Like, and that's the goal. That was our
Y-
goal. We wanted people to want to be us.
Yeah, that was the goal for sure.
We wanted to make people feel insecure about what they were wearing, of course.
And right, we were wearing, yeah.
I think all my clothes came from Plato's Closet, FYI.
Yeah. I went to New York like the summer before that and bought 3 items of clothing from Brandy Melville, and I
Mm-hmm.
wore them till the
One, two,
threads.
three.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Those were so worn out by the
Mm-hmm.
end of high school. I said, "Good Lord." Hey, that was the style. It used to be so simple. A
It
striped
used
shirt and you were literally
and
trending.
Converse. Oh my
Oh
God. A
my gosh.
flannel tied around the waist that you're never gonna put on. Please.
Oh, please, like the epitome of
Please.
fashion.
I
The
wish I could do that
epitome.
now. If I did that now, we'd get made fun of.
Let's do it. Who cares?
Okay, when we go to the
But
book
that's it.
convention.
I will no. Mm-mm, not that.
All right, we'll just do it for a photo shoot. We'll revert back to our old ways.
Yeah.
Get our whip our Brandy Melville out. I don't even have any anymore, I don't
I
think.
don't I might still have my t-shirt dress, believe it or not.
Oh my God, I do too. I wear it to sleep. Oh yeah, I forgot. I do too. Oh, maybe I'll bring that when I come.
The iconic t-shirt dress.
That for some reason we thought was appropriate to wear out in public and not to
Public.
bed.
They were so okay, well, they were doing it on Instagram. That was not our fault that
That
we
is
were
not our
like
fault. We did not start it.
we were being influenced. That's the thing though. The going back to the flannel tied around your waist. Summer and I went to a 5 Seconds to Summer concert in 2023, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
20
that doesn't feel that long ago.
no. 2023 and those girls were still wearing that flannel around their waist. That is just Five Sauce core. Like if you're wanting to be nostalgic, that is the outfit to wear to a Five Sauce concert, and that's what I'll say.
Yeah, we moved forward with I guess our outfits were inspired by specific songs. Is that the best way to say it? Like,
I
I'll have to
was
put
doing,
pictures.
yeah, like more. I was like more so trying to look like Luke Hemmings, but like feminine.
Like baby blue.
Yes, he was like there was like one I think the tour before we went, he wore this baby blue suit that made his eyes just pop.
Baby blue
I love that. Also, he has a
song, like a
solo album
single.
and a song on there is also called Baby Blue. So I just felt as if it was appropriate to wear baby blue. Just gave that dress to Goodwill. Thank you.
It
The
served its time.
it had one purpose and it was that Five Sauce concert.
Exactly.
And then Summer did more so of like a wildflower
Mm-hmm. Which is a 5 Seconds of
inspired.
Summer song.
Yes. And believe it or not, one of my final projects in college, we had to create a lyric video, and I did move forward with Wildflower by 5 Seconds of Summer. So, okay, I'm gonna share it on our Instagram
Okay, so
because
you're gonna have to. I remember when you sent me that, I said, yeah.
I guess that we could talk about like the lore of where like maybe you could talk about like how like, your first boy band experience, like
Oh, like
wh
ever?
yeah.
I think girls in this generation, like our age, like everything that we experience is so basic. So I hate to say, oh, this is so basic, but I like being basic, so I don't care. I
Mm-hmm.
would say that, like, memory, my very first boy band experience is obviously the Jonas Brothers.
Slipping into the
Like,
lava.
obviously, like
Yeah.
SOS. Don't want a second guess.
Yeah.
This is the bottom line. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
My sister and I were really obsessed with them. Didn't see them a single time in concert, FYI. We were poor. And we would, what were those magazines called? Teen Beat? No, Tiger Beat.
Mm-hmm.
Or all those, that genre.
The teeny ones,
Yes,
teeny
I don't
bopper
even know if
ones.
they make those anymore.
Probably not.
No clue. But we would get those and we would cut out Joe Jonas and Nick Jonas. Sorry, Kevin. I'm so sorry.
And you know what? Once again, basic.
And you know what? It's a universal
And who
experience,
were you?
unfortunately.
Joe or Nick?
Who do you
Joe.
think I was?
Joe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Kylie was Nick Jonas, of course, my sister Kylie. And we would cut them out of the magazine. So like, yay, there goes that like $5 that we waste just to cut out Joe and Nick Jonas out of it. And we would glue them onto construction paper and like make little
Hmm.
diaries of just their faces from these magazines. No other context, by the way. Just them on construction paper, and we would cut like little holes and like tie little string and just have a diary of their faces. Which, like,
Yeah.
yeah, what else? Still Joe girly. So what can
Okay.
I say?
He is really funny on TikTok now.
Yeah, yeah, they're all. I like them all together. I like their dynamic together. Um,
Brothers.
but it's almost like they're related.
I love their dynamic. They have the same blood.
They've like grown up together their whole lives. So
Yeah,
like,
like they know
yeah,
each other better than anyone, but
yeah.
mm,
Anyway, moving forward, I would think that like that bled into my One Direction phase, which of course lasted until never ending,
present.
actually. Yeah, never. It hasn't ended, even though
Yeah.
they did. So, um,
Well, you didn't have to say it like that.
yeah, I immediately regretted the words that came out of my mouth. I'm so sorry. That's just a moment of silence for One Direction.
Yeah. Amen, Holly.
Amen.
Rest
Thank
in
you.
peace, Liam Payne.
Yes. Yeah. Oh
Um,
God. Yeah.
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 I would say as far as like obsession, like my first boy band that I was obsessed with was One Direction. Like I
Mm-hmm.
liked Jonas Brothers, but I did not feel the connection of buying a tiger bee and cutting out,
What?
yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
like randomly. I didn't do that,
Me
but
either. Like, I don't, that was
but
just
I did get buy tiger bee and take all the One Direction posters and put them on my wall.
well, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
had about 17 right above my wall. I kissed Liam every single night.
As you should.
Okay. Believe it or not, I was a Liam girl forever, and then I had a dream that I was dating Harry Styles, and I completely switched lanes, like
As we all
literally
do.
not even a blinker. I really did just swerve.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I guess that ended up for the best due to like where Liam's career went and
Yeah.
where Harry's career went. Still rest in peace, Liam Payne, but like
Respectfully.
respectfully,
We
like
understand.
yeah, like you get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like remember this is so funny. Like I remember because I used to like search be on YouTube for hours and hours and hours just like watching random stuff. And I did come across obviously the What Makes You Beautiful music video and was completely starstruck.
Yeah.
Like that was like that was like a moment in time like you just never forget is like the
Mm-hmm.
moment you first saw One Direction.
Yep.
Like it was like something switched in my brain and
Mm-hmm.
I was completely starstruck. I have never been so like obsessed with a group of men in my entire life like to that point.
Yeah.
Like I was obsessed with Grace and Chance all throughout middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Still like Grace and Chance, but like not to that level. But like I was really obsessed with Grace and Chance. My obsession with One Direction like surpassed all of that.
Everything.
Yeah, like that was like if you've ever seen the One Direction movie when the neuroscientist is like these girls aren't crazy, they're just really excited. Like that is literally my brain every single time.
Mm-hmm.
I had a poster that I got from Tiger Beat. I have
Right.
a poster that I kept in my binders at school
Yeah.
so that when I had any free time, I could pull it out and look at it.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
What else was I supposed to do
You couldn't go throughout the whole school day without
without looking at it?
seeing
And
those boys.
I remember our history teacher, I think this was in seventh grade. So this is before I knew summer.
Yeah.
My history teacher, he like I would pull it out because like that class was a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry if you're listening. Doubt you are, Jeremy.
Thanks for
Um,
subscribing.
yeah. And he would like call me out in front of
Oh,
I was like, first of all, shut your mouth.
second of
We
all,
we all have our niches, like, okay.
we all have our favorite pastimes. Like,
Eh,
don't hate mine.
Like God forbid you want to coach football, maybe I want to look at this One Direction poster.
Like, God forbid.
And he would sometimes like while we were like doing work, he would subtly like turn up the speakers and you would hear doom doom doom. And I was like and I obviously it was a tween. I screamed at the top of my
God,
lungs.
yeah. Everybody needs to know.
And everyone, I swear to God, everybody hated me in middle school. Like I was absurd. I was
And you know what?
crazy.
They missed out.
That's the thing, though. They don't. I don't know if this should be something they do teach, but like they don't teach little girls how to handle emotions like
Right.
that when you're in middle school. Like I was
Right.
overwhelmed
Yeah.
with how much I was obsessed with them.
Like, could not contain.
Yeah, like it was like everything I thought about it was like seeping out of my pores and the
Mm-hmm.
like and people were making fun of me. I'm like, no one taught me how to control my emotions here. Like this is not my fault.
This is how I let it out. I
Yeah.
carry this poster around with me and scream at the top of my lungs.
Yeah.
I also
Obviously.
wear my One Direction shirt every day,
Yeah.
screaming.
Okay. And like I bought one from Claire's. Obviously, every time I went to Claire's, I bought a new One Direction like merch. Like I
It
had
was necessary.
bracelets, I had a necklace, I had a notebook. Like God
What were we
forbid a girl
supposed to
has a
do?
like I was that was my hobby.
Oh, what
Oh
a
God, I miss them. And
time.
to like still like I'll listen to One Direction. I'm like those boys did something.
I listen to them regularly, unironically. I would say at
Yeah.
least like multiple times a week. If my
They're
music is on shuffle, One Direction's coming up. Sorry.
Here's the thing. I'll be like I'm like the only thing that sounds good right now is listening to One Direction all songs playlists, and that's
Hmm.
when I know it's about to be that time.
Now, which album, if you had to choose?
Oh my God. Why would you do that?
I,
Why would you do that? Because
I'm just
I
saying.
it changes every
Like
it
when the
depends on
night
my
changes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think like respect, if I'm going for like nostalgia,
Hmm.
Take Me Home. Like they also have the most songs on that yearbook
Hmm.
edition.
Hmm.
The bonus tracks in the yearbook
Hmm.
edition is unmatched.
Hmm. Hmm. That would
Like
be my gut answer as well, but I don't.
but if we're talking like I think as far as like music that kind of aligns to what I listen to now, like Midnight Memories.
That's what that was going to be
Or
my second
Four.
one.
I love
Yes,
Four. Oh my gosh. Where do broken hearts go? No, Stockholm Syndrome
that one's one of my top One Direction songs of all time.
ever. Ever. Like my
I'm obsessed.
number one is Come On from Take Me Home. That is the song to be at on that dance floor on my wedding.
Hmm.
If you were not there when Come On comes on, you did not come to my wedding.
Like, get out.
Okay? But Come On, because that's like a party song. But then Stockholm Syndrome is masterpiece. The perfect
That's
song
one of my top, guaranteed top three
of all time. It's
of
so good.
all time.
Top five One Direction songs go.
Okay, 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 okay. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on now.
Actually, I do have a playlist called The Holy Trinity of all One Direction albums. Duh.
Yes. Duh.
Yeah.
Okay, Stockholm's Spaces is so good. Hold on.
Oh my God. Faces is diabolical because that was the theme song for when Zayn left,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the theme song when Liam died.
I know.
Y'all
I
are
know.
wrong for that.
I know. I also love Does He Know? Like that one, every time it comes on, I'm like, ooh.
Mm.
Oh, they don't know about it. Hold on. I'm getting a little, I'm getting chills. I'm getting over the top here.
No, I don't blame you.
At my wedding, I had to pick One Direction song to
Hmm.
play and not make it like a whole One Direction theme because I mean, like, dear God, no one would let me do that for some reason. It
Right,
would be like One
randomly.
Thing. And One Thing is so
Yes.
basic. I know, which there's
No,
a
it's
video
not.
of me and Allison dancing to it. Maybe we'll share that on the TikTok. Or, it's just literally like electric vibes. But One
It's
Thing, like, if I just had to think, any song I've ever heard, what is
hmm
gonna put me in the most top tier, excited, like energetic,
euphoric.
euphoric mood, it's One Thing by One Direction.
It's I dare I say it's more nostalgic than What Makes You Beautiful.
Yes, 100%. That's what I always say. I'm always saying that.
And well, no, and I'll say this, in sixth grade, when One Direction was the love like was introduced to me, I always said one thing is better. I can't even listen to What Makes You Beautiful anymore. I skip it every time.
No,
I get like a twitch.
I
I
don't
can't.
always fold that under like One Direction songs. It is a One Direction song, but if I'm thinking about One Direction songs, like that one's like an obscure outlier for me.
So Stockholm Syndrome space is one
One
thing.
Thing. I love Nobody Compares. Oh my
Me
gosh.
too.
Take
That's
Me
on
Home
mine.
is so good. I'm like looking at the albums to make sure I'm not Kiss You. Obviously, like God, that one gets me in the mood. I think I like Nobody Compares. I think I'm gonna add that on there. Hold on, let's
The
look
thing
at
about all One Direction songs, the day I moved to college, me and my dad was riding with me, and I just listened to One Direction the whole time and
As You
cried.
Should. Well, yeah.
I actually saw Niall
Oh,
Horan last year on my birthday. That
amen.
was to be in the same room with that man.
Crazy.
It felt so surreal. Now, if it was Harry Styles, there's no way I would have
No.
recovered.
No, 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 no,
Not a
no, no.
single way. Love that man.
How many did I name?
Four,
Spaces, Stockholm Syndrome, One Thing. What did
nobody
Nobody
compares.
Compares. Oh my God, this is so difficult. I'm like dragging this out because this is like hurting my soul. I think, okay, I have to put Night Changes on there, I think. I think,
The thing about Night Changes, that was the surprise song that Niall sang.
shut
It was
up!
actually, he was going in between every show. He would do Night Changes or Stockholm Syndrome. So I was a little, but that's okay. I still heard him. He sang One Direction. That's all that matters. That is all that matters. Okay, me top five. Okay. Come on.
Yeah.
Stockholm Syndrome.
Hmm.
Right now.
Right now.
Oh God, I love
Oh,
that
dang
one.
it, dang it. Maybe I
Tell
want
Me a Lie.
That's
No,
good.
scratch. Stole My Heart. And then it's
Whoa.
between Where Do Broken Hearts Go and Something Great. I think I'm gonna do Something
I
Great.
was gonna say something. Yeah.
Okay, so wrap up.
Oh my gosh, there's too many.
Okay, we've got
Actually,
to move on from One Direction.
maybe we'll
Like,
do our top 50. Go ahead. Okay,
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 hurry.
okay, go. Well, that's our One Direction segment, I guess.
Yeah, Anyway, love 1D. We can probably move on to Five Sauce because me and Summer actually have some tangible experience with 5 Seconds of Summer, believe it or not.
Yeah. Right.
Like if you were a One Direction fan, like the 5 Seconds of Summer fandom did move forward with like merging
Yeah,
with One
yeah.
Direction. So that, but the thing is, like, and I don't know if I could say this now.
Hmm.
I think they're equal in my head,
Hmm.
but for the longest time, I always said like Five Sauce over One Direction,
And
and
that.
that felt like a bold statement to make that opinion known.
Hmm.
Now they're equal in my brain. We're not. The thing is, you do not have to choose.
You don't. This is not a why. This is a why choose
This
situation.
is a why choose, and like this is a so similar. If they're like, do you like throwing a glass or a guitar better? I'm not
Why
gonna.
choose?
Why choose?
I'll have them both.
I'm not gonna
I'm not gonna do
choose.
that. Thank you.
Um,
Respectfully.
yeah, no, respectfully. So Summer and I did go to a 5 Seconds Summer concert in high school.
Yes.
They
Again,
had
don't
about
know what
17
year.
opening acts.
Yeah, and they were in different languages. Some of them were at
Yeah,
least.
sure were.
Woo!
Sure were.
That is the first Snapchat memories I have on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
You do too. I can't remember
Mm-hmm.
both if that's both of ours.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because why
Snap
wouldn't it
Memories
be?
came out the day of 5 Seconds of Summer, which I feel like we talked about in our lore video.
Yes.
We were so in the nosebleeds that like you could not even see Luke Hemmings, God
No.
bless.
Right.
That
And
would have
thank
been
God because the
devastating.
outfit that I chose to wear for that, god awful.
And yeah, like
It was a tank top and
what
jean
were we
shorts.
thinking? I had French braids in my hair.
Yeah,
What was I thinking? I mean, thankfully it worked out because we got
it
poured.
rained.
Yeah, it rained. But like,
What
why?
was you thinking?
That concert is kind of a blur. Also, that was their Sounds Good, Feels Good
Yes.
album, which
And
is like
sounds
not,
live, feels live.
yeah, sounds like feels like. That's not my favorite album of theirs. So like I would have preferred it would have been like their like debut album instead. Thankfully, they sang
Please.
basically everything on their
Yeah.
discography, so it didn't really matter.
No. Nope. And Allison and I, unfortunately, were the types of individuals who did record every song and post
Hmm.
it to our story as
Hmm.
the concert happened. So we were one of those friends that you would have to go, oh God, she's at a concert, because that was the goal, of
No,
course.
it was more. It was even more. It was there was one shot, same song, same chorus.
Exactly.
First chorus,
Right.
video of the stage, can't see a thing.
Yeah.
Second chorus, video of me singing the chorus.
Exactly.
So that was kind of our first hand experience with Five Sauce, but thankfully, as adults with free will and our own money, we did get VIP in
Yeah.
2023 to see 5 Seconds of Summer for the Five Sauce show.
What do you know about it?
Yeah, what do y'all know about that? That
In
was
the
the best
pit.
in the pit. We weren't barricade, we were behind the
Right
barricade.
there. We were right there.
We were like one person behind barricade.
But we did position ourselves to be center, so we would look right at Luke Hemmings.
And it there is not a position more desirable than where we were at that concert.
I'm getting
We were
chills.
he was yeah, no, I'm like actually I'm getting flustered.
Yeah, I know. I'm blushing. Shut
You
up.
guys have no idea the effect, the alluring effect that that man has. The his presence is like unworldly.
I like can't explain.
And because we had VIP, we were able to do sound check. So
Mm-hmm.
they came out, we were like sitting there and they came out in like regular clothes and like Ashton Irwin was speaking to us.
Like
Not physically speaking to us. I mean, like mentally.
mhm.
Emotionally, he was speaking to us. I don't know what it was about his outfit. Y'all, I'm telling you, I think I blacked out.
Right. We were not allowed to record during that session.
And yeah,
So we just had to really soak it in and boy, we soaked it in,
boy,
boy.
oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy. But we did have to just like sit and wait in line for so long. We met some friends, which was fun. We took
Hmm.
pictures. And then people did this thing where they made like bracelets, like how they do, I guess, for like Taylor Swift concerts, but they were like
Hmm.
Five Sauce theme, of course. We did not make bracelets. I didn't know. And so
No.
we, dare I say selfishly, were like, can I have a bracelet?
No,
Did
well,
not give a
they
single
were
one away.
also offering. Yeah.
They were offering, but we were
But
like,
we took 17, so.
but but we also never traded out any. We just said, Add one more to the list, please and thank
No,
you.
there was a girl I remember who was in front of us when
Mm-hmm.
we were in the venue, and she was like, "I like that bracelet," and it was like a Michael one. Don't get me wrong, love Michael Clipper, but like
Uh-huh.
I didn't
I'll
care
trade
that
it.
much. I said, "You want to trade? You want to trade, girl? I'll trade." I did my duty. Okay, I
You
traded
did
a
your
bracelet.
service. Now
Yeah,
I traded not none. So
yeah. It was
we
an all-day affair.
because then we had to
Hmm.
stand in between sound check and because we were in the pit we couldn't sit. And so
Yes.
and we were so packed tight in there that we would have to take turns sitting, like holding hands
Yeah,
to
that
sit.
will be the last time I wear cowboy boots to
Yeah,
any singular function that
that was brutal.
requires. Y'all, I had permanent toe damage. My toes still have not worked. I will wake up sometimes and my toes will be numb due to those cowboy boots and standing for so long.
Next time I'll be wearing my Asics,
Girl, the
my
Brooks,
Brooks,
putting them
I'm
Brooks
gonna have to like
on.
just not take a picture of my feet when I take
Yeah,
pictures. That's what
well,
we're gonna have to
comforted.
do.
The good thing is like wearing tennis shoes with cute outfits is like kind of in right now.
Yes,
You know what?
yes.
Period.
You know what?
Comfort.
Next time, that's what we're gonna lay. We're setting it right now. Next time, we're gonna do cute sneaker outfit for our concert that we have to be in the pit for.
Amen. Period. That's what
Amen.
we'll
Period.
do. Okay, it
Okay.
says you said you had a fun segment perhaps for us.
Okay. You can tell me if it's fun or not.
Okay.
But I thought that it could be fun to have ChatGPT or AI write us a couple imagines
Oh my gosh.
of a person of your for a person of your choosing,
Oh, right.
of course. But it
Okay.
has to be boy band edition.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds fun.
Okay. Who would you like ChatGPT to
Luke
write?
Hemmings,
Ah,
thank you.
okay, sorry. Didn't he? I don't know why
Wait,
I asked.
can I combine? Can we do a Luke Hemmings and a Harry Styles like why choose or something?
I, like you don't have to
Maybe it doesn't have to be
ask.
why choose. Maybe just ask chat to like write a fan fiction about me, Harry, and Luke and see what it comes up with. A girl named Allison. YN. I'm scared.
Okay, so so the title is called The Rooftop Sessions.
All
Okay,
right.
it's it started on a breezy Thursday evening in London. You were sitting on the rooftop of an old converted studio, the city skyline stretching endlessly around you. The golden hour light bathed everything in a dreamy haze, and your fingers idly strummed a guitar that wasn't yours. It was Luke Hemmings. You're playing guitar!
Yeah.
You're
So
getting
trendy.
better, Luke said, grinning as he sat beside you with a slice of pizza. Next thing I know, you'll be opening for us. All right. He
Oh,
thinks you're a singer too.
that's
Okay.
enticing.
You laughed, nudging his shoulder. Only if I could Sorry.
Did you want me to say it in my voice or?
Only if I get to do backing vocals for Ghost of You. Luke Hemmings says, deal.
Right.
Just then, the creaky metal door opened behind you, and in walked Harry Styles, wearing a
Yeah,
printed shirt, sunglasses, even though the sun was practically gone, and carrying 3 iced coffees. Oh, that's so sweet.
that's really
He
sweet. I
brought
don't
one for
drink
you and
coffee.
Luke. I know. I heard there was a songwriting session and I wasn't invited, Harry teased, placing the drinks down. Rude. You smirked. You're fashionably late. We already wrote a verse about you. I'm not sure if this is romantic or not, but this is kind of sweet. Moving on. Oh, really? He raised an eyebrow. Is it flattering or should I prepare to sue?
Okay.
Luke grinned. It rhymes with peacock. Wait, it rhymes peacock with TikTok and somehow makes sense. Okay. Harry took a sip of his coffee and looked at you. You've got the energy of a producer. We might have to keep you around. The 3 of you stayed there for hours, singing, writing, laughing. The city fell asleep beneath you, but your little trio felt like the center of the universe. As the first stars appeared overhead, you thought maybe this was the start of something you'd never forget. Want me to continue or tailor it to something specific? Romantic, dramatic, or humorous?
Yeah,
Romantic.
babe, come on. What do you
Come
think we're doing
on.
here?
Come on. Here's a romantic continuation of the rooftop sessions,
Okay.
blending sweetness and slow burning chemistry with both Harry and Luke.
Why choose?
Why choose? Okay, part two, chords and confessions. Later that night, after Luke had gone downstairs to take a call, it was just you and Harry left on the rooftop. The London breeze was cooler now, brushing through your hair as the lights of the city shimmered below. Harry sat close, cross-legged, quietly strumming a gentle melody on Luke's guitar. He looked over at you, the corners of his mouth tugging upward. You know, he said softly, you've got this glow, like you belong in this kind of night, right?
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
You felt your heart skip a beat at the way he said it, like it was a lyric he'd been holding on to. Are you blushing?
A little bit.
I don't know what I'm doing half the time, you admitted, your voice barely above a whisper. Harry tilted his head, eyes lingering on you with that soft, unreadable expression he was famous for. That's the best part, he said. It means anything can happen. You smiled, heart racing. Okay. Then Luke came back, grinning as he flopped down beside you, still holding his phone. Sorry, he said, brushing a strand of hair out of your eyes with a touch so natural it made your chest flutter. My mom wanted to know if I'm finally writing love songs again. You looked at him, your mouth opening before you realized you didn't know how to answer. Harry, watching quietly, let out a low chuckle. Well, are we? Oh, y'all all three writing songs together for you, I think?
Oh, perfect. Great.
Luke's eyes met yours. I might be. Okay. There was a pause, thick with something unsaid, and in that moment you felt it, the tension, the soft electricity humming between all three of you. Why choose?
Interesting.
Like a song with two melodies, different, but both pulling at your hearts in ways you weren't sure how to choose between. Harry leaned back on his elbows and looked at the stars. You're trouble, he said, smirking at you without looking. You laughed, but deep down you wondered, which of them did your heart beat louder for?
I'm not like loving the story
I'm
actually.
not loving it either. I'm not loving this. ChatGPT, this is not like this isn't
This is not what I was asking for. We needed the 13-year-olds to just go ahead and write us imagines. Thank you.
or
Let's change it. Let's do Kindle from Big Time Rush. Why are you laughing?
I'm not. I'm not.
You sure look like it.
This is an Imagine called Late Nights and Lyrics. We're always with the lyrics here.
Hmm.
The sound of crickets filled the night as you sat on the porch swing outside Kendall's beach house, love. The air smelled like salt and jasmine, and the moonlight danced on the water just above the dunes. It was one of those perfect quiet moments where nothing needed to be said. Kendall came outside carrying 2 mugs of hot cocoa, barefoot and relaxed in an old hoodie that smelled like him, clean, warm, and a little like cedarwood. This is like fantasy.
Why do all men smell like cedar wood?
Like some type of wood, yeah. Okay. Or smoke. Cool.
Smoke, cedar wood, and mint
Yeah.
randomly. Love.
Okay. Careful, it's hot, he said with a half smile as he handed it to you. Then he sat beside you, close enough that your knees touched. Gasp. You blew on the drink, but your eyes stayed on him. There was something about the way his hair curled slightly from the sea air, the way he looked at you like you were the only thing that made sense in a world that moved way too fast.
No, wait, that's a line.
Now hold on.
That's
Let's just
a
go ahead and
line.
copy and paste that just to keep it for safekeeping or whatever.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You've been quiet tonight, he said, gently bumping your knee with his. You okay? You nodded, setting the mug down and turning toward him. Yeah, I just like this, being here with you. He tilted his head and smiled in that soft way of his. Me too. There was a pause before he said, You know, I write better songs when you're around, right? You laughed. Liar. I'm serious, he said, leaning in just a little. You calm the noise. You're my favorite lyric I haven't figured out how to write yet. Oh.
Kindle.
Your heart flipped at his words, and without thinking, you reached for his hand. He took it instantly, fingers interlacing like it was second nature. The world faded to nothing but the hum of the ocean and the way his eyes searched yours. I've been wanting to kiss you since that day at the studio, Kendall whispered, barely audible. Can I? You didn't need to say anything, just nodded as he leaned in, brushing his lips against yours with the kind of care that made your whole body melt. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't for show. It was just you and him and everything you didn't need words to say. Oh, that was a 5 seconds of summer. This is everything I didn't say. What do you think? Is AI good at writing these imagines?
That one was better, but I'm like not getting the tingles that I was
No.
usually be able to get whenever it's like a 9/11 One Direction fan fiction or
Yeah. And he's dragging you from like rubble or whatever.
yeah, oh my God. That's like actually something that I used to read, by the
No,
way.
yeah. This is like this long, as Imagine should be, right? Imagine you get out of bed. This is about Harry Styles, by the way, because who
Yeah,
else?
duh.
Um, imagine you get out of the bed. I'm sorry, hold on. I just skipped to the end. I hate when I do that. You get out of bed, stumbling on weak legs. Oh,
Oh.
I didn't know that. That was what. It's like not PG-13.
Oh, it's
It's
R?
this long. I mean, I guess it's like fade to black. Anyway, this is the first sentence. You get out of bed, stumbling on weak legs after a rough night with Harry. Okay.
We gotta move on. I don't like
We're gonna have
this.
to move on.
I don't like this.
it.
That was a fun experiment. They just don't make them like they do when
No.
the 13-year-olds were doing it.
No.
With
No.
that same photo of Harry crying in the airport.
Yeah. Imagine you and Harry have a rough fight and you're about to catch a flight and leave and he runs to the airport but he like barely misses your flight but like you didn't actually like get on it.
He sees you.
You see him crying in what's it called? In the terminal, but then he
Yeah.
looks up and makes eye contact with you and he runs over and he picks you up and spins you around.
No, that
Did
gave
that
me
give you butterflies?
chills. That gave me chills.
I give myself chills. Oh my God.
I see that
Okay.
I'm seeing the photo in my brain and it bone
I'm
chilling.
seeing like an empty airport. It's nighttime.
Yes, he's watching the plane fly off
Yeah.
and then breaks down. He sits down. He's got his hands in his
Yes.
head in his hands, and then all he hears is Harry.
Oh my God. I'm getting
Classic.
chills. See, that's what we were wanting. Anyway, maybe we should just write Imagines next time.
Okay, that sounds good. I'm
Okay.
not really good at that, but I could.
We'll have to do it off the cuff because that was
Yeah.
off the cuff right there, and we just went where our hearts were taking us,
Yeah, that was it was improv.
and we gave ourselves butterflies.
Yeah.
Yeah, thoughts, comments, and concerns.
Okay, thoughts about Devney Perry. My favorite book series by her, The Edens, is being made into a TV show.
Hey,
So thankful for Amazon Studios
I was gonna say,
for
who's making it? Amazon.
obviously
Yeah.
Amazon Studios is adapting every single book that I have ever loved in my life into movie, TV, something. I
Mm-hmm.
am so grateful. For
Amen.
Netflix is literally a thing of the past. Amazon
Exactly.
Prime is literally where it's
They
at.
came in for the rescue.
So that was my thought. My thought is I'm gagged. Okay, next, your
Gagged.
turn.
Well, mine's not as fun. My thought is just like I just wanted to share. I think that there is no worse household chore than putting away your laundry.
Oh, summer, I dread it every weekend.
And the reason I put it as a thought is because I'm not like I can't express the deep-rooted hatred I have for that household chore. It's not just like a, oh, I don't want to do it. It's like it makes me angry. Like I get upset to do it. I don't understand why it is the worst thing to do. I have no clue. It's just putting clothes away.
I
I
will do
just I
anything but put my clothes up.
We have three baskets of clean clothes sitting there because I just like the idea of folding them and putting them away is too much to bear.
See, my thing is like folding and putting away is not the issue. It's putting things on a hanger is where it gets
Yes.
me.
Mm-hmm.
I,
Hang up cl
hang up clothes that is the reason I wait until the very last second of the weekend to fold my clothes. Thank you. Yeah,
Anyway, just wanted
I
to share my
totally
thought.
agree.
Comment.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Comments.
Yeah.
So, I did before we got on here, I did tell Summer about my work end of the year party that I went to this weekend. Open bar. I
Love.
did move forward with a couple glasses of champagne.
Champagne.
Okay. Champagne problems. So I did see a study recently that champagne actually can help reduce cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of doing my due diligence this weekend
What the
with,
doctor ordered.
yeah, like it was definitely like the doctor was like, eat your apple a day, take your
Glass of
medicine,
champagne.
and drink 8 glasses of champagne at the holiday party. Oh my God, it wasn't the I keep calling it the end of the year party.
Yes.
Okay, so that's exactly what I did. Any
Mm-hmm.
sparkling drink, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm so there.
Mm-hmm.
So like champagne is definitely ideal for me. So I couldn't get enough actually, and my heart's never felt happier. So
Good. I
that
mean,
was the
no other
goal.
goal except for, a healthy heart.
Yeah, like basically Cheerios at this point.
Ex- Why even eat Cheerios if that's the case?
Yeah, like
My God.
exactly.
My comment is the Avengers Age of Ultron movie popped up on my TV. Okay. And I did get enthralled by it. I was like, oh, I'm sucked in. Grayson and I did. It was also, you want to know, a crisp 7:15 in the morning, by the way. So this was
Yeah, well,
yesterday
what
morning.
else were you supposed to get sucked into?
Nothing. We did finish the movie, of course. And look, it was only 9 a.m. when we were done. So that's how you start your
Right, you
day.
had the day ahead of you.
Right, exactly. And I just sat there like watching that movie and realized like Marvel's just not what it used to be. And I know everybody says
Mm,
that. And
it's so true
I'm
though.
not saying that it's necessarily bad right now, but it's just like that feeling of the core Avenger movies
Mm.
and the Avengers within that group and the movies that came from that, like that feeling is gone. Like I mean it still exists, but like we don't get that anymore like with these new more I don't get that
It
feeling
died with
anymore.
Iron Man.
It did. And like I was a huge I do love Marvel, but I was like huge Marvel fan, like really into it. Are we surprised? I got obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And after Endgame, I tried. I watched a couple of the shows. I just could not get into them. I would watch the movies and I'm like, "Oh, this is not good." Like,
People claimed so up and down and hard that WandaVision was the best thing that Marvel has
mhm.
ever done. I was so underwhelmed with
Mhm.
WandaVision.
It was
I
fine.
I actually preferred the spin-off of WandaVision
Yeah.
about Agatha
Agatha.
more than I liked actual WandaVision.
Yeah.
I feel like they should just stick to movies. Like, why are we doing TV shows? Because then it's like
Right.
not everyone has Disney Plus. Not everyone is going to watch the TV show. So when you
Right.
bring those characters in and we're expected to understand the,
Where
I
they
think
came from.
I think this is where they went wrong, honestly, because the experience of going to see the new Marvel movie
Right.
in theaters as you're watching the story progress more and
Hmm.
more and more, like that was like a universal, unifying
A
experience
collective
that
experience.
everybody was feeling. That's
Yes.
why the hype was so big because everybody and their mama was going to see it.
Right. We
But
were all sitting there
now,
waiting for that end credit scene. Like,
yes, like nobody's not moving a muscle. So like now that they're making it so like you have to watch this TV show and then the spinoff of the spinoff of the spinoff as well. It's just
they're
like
making it
stop
harder
trying.
for people to get into it.
Yeah, it's like the money grab is so
Hmm.
obvious. Like
Hmm.
why don't we just stick to the movies that are good? But once again, they probably could have just stopped at Endgame. They could have
Right.
stopped at Endgame and given us the last Spider-Man and then we would have been good.
Yes. Hey, I will say the Spider-Mans now,
That's
those aren't,
different.
I'm not looping those into what I'm talking about right
No,
now.
we're not talking about you, baby.
No, baby, sweetheart, we are not talking about you. Okay?
No, we're not.
No, we're not. Let's just get that
Um,
on the record.
I just want to say that you are the second person to bring up Age of Ultron in the past 2 days.
That's crazy.
I, that's what I'm like, is there something to be said? Like, should I turn on Age of
I mean, I
Ultron?
don't know. I feel like
You
you
know
have
that
to.
that's my favorite Avengers movie.
And
So good.
it, you want what's not to go on a, tail.
Marvel, yeah.
Yeah, but it's the one of the least liked
Yeah,
Avengers
everybody
movies.
hates it.
And I have no idea why
It's
because I was quoting it today because we watched it yesterday. I'm like, dang, this is so good. And Grayson just thinks loves like the writing and the story of that one a lot, which obviously, yeah, that's what you should like. But it is, I think all the Avengers movies are good, FYI. But like the hate that Age of Ultron gets is dumb,
uncalled for.
uncalled
Called
for.
for. That's kind of like where you start like they start becoming like the
Yes,
Avengers. You know
and
what I
it's
mean?
like a loot. I'm getting chills. Again, I was so obsessed with like that age of Marvel.
Marvel. Yeah.
Like it's alluding to the problems that you end up seeing in Captain America's Civil War. Like you kind of see the issues a little bit in Age of Ultron, where like Tony, Iron Man, really just wants people to be safe, but he's going a little extreme. He's not sure how to handle that, and like Steve, Captain America, is just like we just need to like fight for to protect them, like do it together. Like we don't need to like
I
have
got a
differing
question for you.
ideals. Yes.
Whose team were you on during Civil War? I would love to know.
I think that I'm the minority in that I would say Iron Man.
Okay, me too.
Oh my God, really?
Yes, I thought
Kindred
Captain America.
spirits!
I just think Captain America was being dumb. Like he was not thinking rationally at all.
Also, you're telling me that it's okay that you didn't want to tell Tony that your best friend actually killed his parents? Like, and
Just a minor detail,
just a
like
like, oh, and at the end, like, because it's a Captain America movie, of course you're alluding to the fact, or I think that you're trying to allude to the fact that Captain America's plot line in this is the correct plot line because it's a Captain
it's
America
not.
movie. It's not.
I
It's
just
not.
like I couldn't. Then again, it's been a really long time since I've seen that one, so I don't remember all the finer details. I
Hmm.
just remember being like, he's being really unreasonable.
Right.
Yeah,
Captain America being like, I don't want the government to control what we can and can't do. Like, I get that to an extent, but it was just so much like, no, I'm not having you give me rules, even though you're Captain America. You
yeah.
fought for the government. Like, you
You were
were,
in the military.
yeah, you literally were a product of the governmental experiments. I'm
Yeah,
confused. I
that's
don't
so
know.
true.
And
Not
like,
to
I
like
know,
go on a rant, but
yeah,
like,
not to go on a
yeah,
rant, but maybe we'll do a Marvel episode.
yeah. Here's the thing. Hey,
Hey.
I'll say it.
Hmm.
Captain America's annoying. Very sad it. He
Yes, he's one of my least
he is
favorite
so
Avengers.
annoying. He don't get me wrong, like I love like, he's got a moral compass.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
He's annoying.
He's not doing what needs to be done to get the end product that he's wanting. I love Steve Rogers. I do. And I love him in Avengers and I love his like, how he ends up with Peggy is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But like King, just let Iron Man do the dirty work, okay?
Yeah, not to like completely derail.
No.
We love
Um
Iron Man.
Yeah. Okay.
Concern.
Concerns. I'll make it quick. This kind of goes along with like the theme of the episode. It is so sad to me that this next generation does not have like a pop icon figure like
Mm-hmm.
we had Justin Bieber. It
Mm-hmm.
is so crazy to me that I feel like the music industry is so saturated
Right.
that there is not like a singular artist that like this generation can collectively like
Mm-hmm.
fangirl over.
Right.
It's really sad to see.
100%. 100%.
And so I hate that they do not have
I
that
feel for
kind
them.
of icon that
Cultural,
they
yeah.
can, yeah, they don't have that culture that we had, and it's really
Yes.
sad.
My concern is I have a new tick. Okay.
Okay.
Um, I don't know where I picked it up from, and I kind of hate it. And that tick is saying "shut up."
Wait, I do that too. I'm like, oh, shut up.
And like, but I
I
don't
don't think it's a
know.
bad thing.
I started saying it at work, and I didn't love that. When I would say "shut up" in a meeting, I don't know that I. I think
Corporate
that's
setting, like,
I think that's where I picked the concern up, and I went, "Oh God, I shouldn't say that,"
shut up.
because I don't know where that came
Oh
from.
God, was it me?
Maybe I don't know. I was just thinking like usually I can like sometimes I can pinpoint where like my ticks come from. I hate saying the word tick, but that's literally what it is. Where it's like
It's
slay,
like
that
it's a
came from
gut reaction.
culture. I can't help myself if I respond to your message and say slay. I
Yeah.
can't help myself.
It's unfortunately like all I can think of. My brain, yeah.
Slay. And then like, but I say shut up in instances where like you say something like shocking or like crazy. I'll be like, shut up. But like, I know that's like a normal thing, but I just like, I don't know where it's coming
Yeah.
from. And I
I've
was
been
a,
saying shut your mouth.
shut, you have.
Is that more aggressive?
I mean, I don't know. Actually, maybe shut your mouth. Maybe. If I said that in a meeting, maybe that would have been like, no, hold on. Shut
I
up
I don't
or
know,
shut
both
your
feel
mouth. No, they both feel kind of
I don't
aggressive.
know, shut your mouth feels more like, oh, shut your mouth
Shut your mouth.
instead of like shut up.
Like,
Maybe
I
it
just
was your
kind of
in
got.
maybe it was the way you were
Yeah,
saying
maybe
it.
it's delivery. But then
Yeah.
also, I've been sending it in messages. I probably texted it to you, but I know you would know that I'm like saying it sarcastically, but like on Teams, like Microsoft Teams, and I go, shut up. So if they pull a report for me for like
Being
bullying, yeah,
aggressive.
being aggressive and bullying my coworkers, that's my concern is that I need to figure out how to not be like,
You're
shut
going to
up.
HR.
Yeah, go. I need to
You're going
find out how not to get reported to HR. So
you go
I
to
think I'm
HR.
figuring it out.
Shut up.
Shut up.
He's
No,
like
I didn't.
people are concerned about your behavior. Shut
Shut
up.
up.
Okay,
Sweet.
well, I don't mind it. So if you say it to me, don't I won't get offended. I won't report you to HR.
Shut up. It's so sweet.
That could be the title of our episode, like shut your mouth. Like
Shut up and shut your mouth. Oh, we're so funny.
shut up and shut your mouth.
Love. Yeah, that's exactly what people want to hear.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
guys.
Well, y'all go ahead and shut up and listen to this
Yeah,
episode.
y'all go ahead and shut your mouths. Go ahead and click that like button and subscribe. Go ahead and shut up and listen to our podcast on Spotify and
Mhm.
Apple Podcast.
Follow us on all of our socials.
Instagram, TikTok, links in description.
Description. Yep. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Comment down below if you're listening on YouTube, your favorite boy band and or favorite album of One Direction.
Yeah,
Thanks.
please. We need to know. Thank you.
All right, bye
Bye,
guys.
guys.